Good morning. Happy Friday, and welcome back. This morning, I don't know if any of you guys are feeling the energy or having trouble sleeping, but I sure am. Joked with a friend yesterday that, I don't know, at night, like, all these things are coming to me, and probably could have made 100 videos in the last 2 nights of just things that kept coming up. These videos have spurred some interesting conversations. They continue to, which just makes me happy because, I've said this before, but it's healing to me, but it's making other people feel. And, something that has been a common theme is this conversation around fear. So, I'll try to make this a shorter video, but it's a big conversation, so there may be multiple posts to this one topic, and it's big enough it deserves that. Fear, I don't look at fear as a bad thing. I used to, but it motivates me to be better, and for most of my life it paralyzed me. As you guys are learning more about me, I really started my journey back in 2016, and it really started with fear. Fear of heights, actually. When I was a kid, I almost fell off of the top of an escalator, and it traumatized me. So if you're ever with me and you see me pause before I get on the escalator, it's why. But it also created a fear of heights. And in 2016, the company I work for, it's an awesome company, they planned a South Regional trip to Moab, where we tied it with leadership sessions, but also adventure. And being someone who's afraid of heights, the thought of rock climbing and rappelling in Moab paralyzed me. And whenever it came up, my hands would get sweaty, like I would literally get flush. I mean, it had control over me, but I went because I don't know that I had a choice, but I went, and I'll park it there. I had just had probably 2 years of foot surgeries and foot issues. I had packed on all this weight, so I'm going into Moab, one, scared, and two, probably not in my best shape, and this is going to be a very physical trip. So I say all of this, and that experience, which was forced on me, I think if I really wanted to, I could have said no, but I knew in me I needed to face it. And if you've ever been rock climbing or rappelling, rock climbing in particular, it's so much foot and leg work. You're really relying on that. And I didn't love my feet. I actually hated them. I told my orthopedic surgeon I wanted to amputate my foot, and I was half serious. I learned a lot of things about myself on that trip, and it really was the catalyst for my journey. And I came back from that trip. By the way, we rappelled as a team, but me in particular, given my fear, we rappelled off of the 5th largest arch in the world. Morning Glory, that's the name. And so, keep that in mind. Like, that, for people who never did this before, maybe weren't in the best of shape and we're scared out of our minds, we did it. We did it as a team. We supported each other. We all were vulnerable in how we were feeling, and we held space. I mean, it was awesome. I come back and I get a trainer I'm like, I'm not settling for this. I'm going to build up my strength. And 2017 is when I told my husband, who I'd been with for 20 years, that I wanted to divorce him. So, and you'll hear my story woven throughout all of these posts, but I left there, Moab, and I'm like, I am not gonna let fear paralyze me anymore. And I've been on this quest to conquer my fears. Weirdly, I have more than well, you know what, nothing's weird these days, so I'm not gonna hate on myself. But I've been addressing them, and I think it goes back to, like, how bad do you want it? Like, what do you want out of your life? Do you want to have people control you? Do you want to have fear control you? Because, you know, some of that fear was induced from my experiences, but some of it was also other people's fear and insecurities put on me. And it created this false sense of fear. And it's like, that's not mine to own. But nonetheless, I had to address a lot of this stuff, and I still do. I still have my checklist of fear items this year to kind of conquer, and that's okay. So I'm sharing this post with you because I know it's uncomfortable, and I've been there. I'm still there. You know, I'm sure you've heard the saying, we're spiritual beings having a human experience. And it's human. It's human to be scared, and it's human to be nervous and put on a bravado of, like, I got this, but inside you're terrified. And, you know, all I could say is it is hard work, and it's really uncomfortable. But the more you do it, the easier it gets. And the more you believe in yourself and you love yourself. And I mean, it's a whole process. So, you know, I've embraced the fear. I appreciate it because it's been a good teacher for me. And, you know, I think it's been inspiring others as they see me keep conquering it. You know, if you've looked at my Instagram, last September, I went to Denver by myself, which I don't really do too many solo, just personal trips. There's a reason for that. We'll save that for another post. But one of the guides that we had in Moab, they're actually based out of Denver. And I reached out to them and said, I want to have a day with you. And we went to Estes Park, and I conquered my fear of heights even more. Because it was like, you know what? If it's still in there, I'm really going to sludge the hell out of this. And it was more intense than Moab for a lot of reasons. So I'll share that another time. But, you know, it's something that you got to commit to yourself about. And if it's really that important, you really want to live your life, you want to feel good about who you are, you got to keep doing the inner work. And you can't let fear control you or other people's fear control you. So I just want to inspire you to kind of own it, address it, think about it, sit in it, and know that it's not going to happen overnight too. And that's okay. You know, doing this for 5 years and still going. And I love that part of the journey. And it's not a race. It's not. So I hope this inspires you to at least even think about it. It's the first step, and there's people around you who will support you if you're vulnerable enough to talk about it. But you got this. So sending you guys and gals a lot of love, certainly healing, and a happy Friday. And yeah, just thank you for letting me keep sharing and keep embracing these videos. So, mwah.